Welcome back, everybody, to the Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series, back for round 7 of 8, so nearly at the end of the calendar now. Racing at Indianapolis today. I'm joined by Kirby. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Indianapolis is one of those tracks that always demands a lot more of the car than you're able to put into it, so it'll be really interesting to see how these drivers do, and especially when it comes to traffic, as always, is a trouble here. There's going to be a lot more performance that some cars can get through this weekend than others, so it's interesting to see what happened today. As he'll come across, he will obviously be pole, see what Oriole Falk can do. Second car in the line. Oh no, there we go, slightly slower. Alex Ott blows them all out of the water. Just 0.08 ahead of Insurevsky's, but still takes that pole position for now.
Alex Ott improved then on that lap to go to a 1:24.860. Daniel Morphy gets closer than anybody else can at this point, just over a tenth.
As we see Ubatali coming to the line, chance of an improvement here.
And there is. Stays where he was. Oh no, moves up to P2,
no.
Sorry.
This time scoring taking a while to justify that one, but no, gets that 10th improvement. That shoots him up to P2. Ott still unchallenged at the front in the Ford. See if anyone has anything left in the tank on these final laps. And keeps it fairly tight there through the exit 13. We'd like to see him swing it out a little bit more, but does find the apex of 14, gets the exit, and will shoot to the line as we go further back in the order towards that's Wishton.
Yeah, 3 purples so far, so this is going to be the marker time, it seems. Back on for Matthias Weiten in the Anti-Stall Racing IMSA series after a couple of seasons away. Goes to the top by 0.8 of a second to his DLR teammate Albert Preem. He'll be very, very happy with that. Quinton Verdonk gets within 0.8. Those of you who've been here for a couple of seasons will remember the times when no one could compete. Matthias Weiten came back for a couple of races and didn't quite look on the pace of his teammates, but now he's got back in the groove a little bit with this open qualifying format. He seems to have found his comfort zone. Eloy Caballero, though, looking to fight back. He's purple in Sector 2, so quicker than Matthias through there. Still couldn't match his Sector 1, even on this lap where Matthias pulled off. And off the track for Eloy Caballero. Championship contender with Albert Preem ahead of him on the grid at the moment is not what he needed. Avale goes to P4. Kamaldar about to set a lap time. We'll see where that puts him. P6 ahead of Gutierrez. Caballero improves up to the front row. Within 2 tenths of Matthias Weiten. So that'll be much more pleasing for him. What can Albert Preem do on the first of his 2 flyers? It's a 1:15.2. Only moves him up to P7. Let's see if he can find a little bit more now the tyres are up to temperature.
Deep into turn 1, carrying as much speed through that corner as you dare, but you still need to get the car turned around for 2. Very wide there. Oh, very wide. So much the car ends up looping. I think that's just going to be a tow there. If you get it out quickly, you might be able to get 1 lap, but obviously those tyres going to be a little bit on the cold side. Track has stayed at 46, so it's not going to be a massive temperature change. Track's still looking fairly cool. It's going to be a struggle to get the car to have the pace you need to challenge for pole right now. Weiston will not... I take that back. That's apparently an improvement. That is even faster. 14.320 for the Dutch League Racing entry. That is insane. GTP's approaching turn 12 now. So obviously cold tyres are going to be an issue, and oh by the way, we have the dive bombiest of dive bomb corners, that being turn 1. We're using the old start zone, which is the straight run into turn 1. I'm expecting some fireworks here.
Yeah, I think we'll get some big sends, particularly Albert Preem at the back. It's a really big opportunity, turn 1 here, to make up a lot of positions early on, but he is surrounded by the teammates of his championship rival. When will he drop the hammer then? Matthias Weiten gets ready to go green here. He leaves it as late as he can. We get the green call from iRacing, but Matthias is leaving it as late as possible, as he's been known to do. And he goes into turn 1, and he's already pulled away from the field. And Quinton Verdonk looking to make a move for P2. And as I believe that's Jeffrey Ross is trying to go around the outside. Carlos Eloy Caballero holds on by going deep, but keeps it on the road nicely. Albert Preem making up a couple of places further back as well. GT Freefield getting ready to go. Still not sure what's going on with this timing tower. We'll try resetting it in a minute. Alex Ott gets away very well then as they all pack up behind him. 3 wide there, a little bit further back, potentially trying to make it 4 wide there, and they all make it through nicely. As Alex Ott leading from Matteo Ubertali, Roman Dubert and Adam Jarvis are a little bit further back. They're showing up in the wrong place.
It looks so scary as they approach that first corner, going that many wide, but they do manage to get it filtered through. Everyone just about single file as they head towards turn 5. You don't want to be side by side, especially in Carlos Bulk's GT3 through there. They do manage to get it together and head towards the first outbreaking opportunity in turn 7. See if anyone's feeling particularly brave at this point in the race. I think you'd best stay single file for the moment.
Here we go. Let's take a look at what happened to Albert as he was racing. Oh no, just got a couple of wheels on the grass.
Just trying to give you make sure you don't end up in the side of the person you're racing against. He just gets a little bit too wide there, dumps the wheels off, and at that point there's no saving the car, just has to take the straight exit. Does recover quite nicely, but obviously has left himself a lot of work to do. He wants to get back up that order.
Albert Preem back.
Might actually be
on Carlos Ponce, who's 4.5 seconds off the pack, so he needs to get by quickly to try and catch up with the rest of the field, who are staying nicely bunched up behind Matthias Vuyten, who's only half a second clear. This is a really big opportunity here for some of these cars. Van der Vacker looking to get past Kamalda, who's looking to get past Avale.
But that means you got 3 cars worth of draft here. Van der Vacker might just dive here.
Oh, and there's going to be a contact there, surely, and there is.
No!
And that's Preem that slides through there, takes a position from his teammate.
It's painful for everybody involved, because obviously you've got the standard, oh, I'm a GT3 next to a hypercar, I'm a hypercar next to GT3, one wrong move and we're... Oh, huge collision! Why is there a car backwards? 3 cars taken out in one pile up. Preem, I think that's Avale and Gutierrez.
Yeah, Preem with damage to the front bumper. You can kind of drive that Cadillac without that front bumper surprisingly well, actually. So I think he'll try and make it to his pit window, which will actually be now, but smart move to carry on and not try and get across to the pits now, because he's going to lose more time trying to get in the pit lane there. Let's take a look at what happened.
So one of these radiant cars ends up backwards, which I don't understand.
Matteo ends up caught in this somehow as well, and he's a little bit back from these guys. So is Alvaro just going to drop it on his own? Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. Oh, and Kamaldar avoids, his teammate doesn't. Lemre gets tagged on the right rear. David van der Vacker slots past nicely, but Preem had absolutely nowhere to go. In fact, let's just watch this from Preem's on board. A little bit far back here, apologies, but you can see...
No, because we are so far back, and this isn't still manages to get in front of Preem.
We can see the first spinner just ahead on the left-hand side of your screen now, and Preem just has nowhere to go there.
I'd want to see that from Preem's perspective, because we just about see that first Iridium car going around, but I wonder if Preem just had it blocked out from his view entirely and had no chance to react. Just keeping an eye and see if anyone's doing anything crazy here. Oh, that's an unfortunate. That is I might
it's a very unfortunate place to spin as well, as the leaders make their way into the pit lane.
Oh no!
It looks like everybody kind of got away with it.
Sebastian Vettel in China moment. I can see all the through. That was close to not contact.
Cut away at the wrong moment now. I'm trying to see. There was no contact incident points given to either of those drivers. Then Botkoven tries to get past Sven Elmers, and I believe here momentarily is ahead. Oh no! That's the second time that kind of thing has happened to Sven. He just looks a lot more on it than Kamalda does at the moment. He seems to be able to turn in the car a lot better. But it's not going to make much difference if he doesn't have a straight line speed here to get by.
Yeah. I think this is the same thing I was talking about
earlier. He's going to go for a move, surely.
No, this isn't going to work.
Oh, but Kamalda just drives off the road himself, and Preem does not give himself the buffer that I would have given myself there at the apex. Let's take another look from off board. We saw the on board. I think Preem kind of thought, no, I'm not going to go for it. Sees the car in front goes off, and he goes, no, I'm using all of the track. Trust Kamaldar to rejoin safely, which he does. And that's Albert Preem up to P4 now as they run. But remember, Quinton Badonk behind him has already pitted.
Elmer's are becoming very close. They are side by side coming into turn 7.
Senna's going to have the inside here.
Oh, he's just not confident on the brakes. Contact, they're going to go 8 wheels better than 4 through turn 7. Still side by side through the rest of the chicane. Surely Elms has to pull out in front here. Goes very tight on through turn 10, just about slides in front though. And here comes the GTP with a steel chair.
David on the back of it on the lights and still wasn't seen until perhaps a little bit too late. These two still side by side, a little bit deep for the defending driver Sven Elmer Senna all over him. He should have a really good run here. They're both a little bit offset through this final sector. Emre Kamaldar still carrying on out front as well.
Ubertalian Folk. This
could give him an opportunity. There's contact with the hypercar and Senna gets tagged as well.
Oh, this is art.
Yeah, race control. I tried to give him as much space as I could. I even got...
Oh, Senna beats Elmas to get going, but Senna very, very loose there. I wonder if there's a bit of damage to that McLaren.
Yeah, don't worry, we see it.
Until if they're alongside, I think they are going into the braking zone. Senna has the inside. Elmas has the grippier side by side into turn 1. On the curb goes Bockhoven.
And again, a small shove to the back of the Porsche.
Matteo Ubertali has now pitted out front, and that's brought him now in P2 ahead of Daniel Morphy and Alex Ott. But still going is Oriol Falk, who's yet to make their final stop.
So Falk, last car to pit in GT. If Falk pits, I'm looking at those lap numbers. I'm thinking, is there a chance that Falk might be on a fuel save strategy? And
I think Emre is still trying to make it to the end as well. He was 12 seconds ahead of Eloy Caballero. Is now only 1.8, so I think he's trying to make it to the end here.
4, 3.
That's a white
2.
flag. That was a white flag on the sand.
But
yeah, one more to go.
Where's the timing line? Yeah, no,
he's well past it. One more to go. Yeah.
This is a full race. Oh, but no. Then everyone.
Oh, Emre's off.
So. Oh no! Caballero comes straight through. Then that's going to be P2 because the checkered flag's out now, isn't it?
No, this is still the white flag. This is still the white flag. Emre weaving because they're out of fuel, I think. Yeah, Emre out of fuel because we went one lap further than they thought we would.
Oh, it's all drama here at the Antidote race.
Oriol Falk is going to win this, though, because that's a checkered flag. No, Falk is only in turn 4. Falk's got to make it to the end on one stop to try and win this race from further back. This could be big for Falk in the championship, who is currently leading over Daniel Morphy. It was got to swing back to Daniel Morphy today, but it's not going to if Falk can make it to the checkered flag.
I think he's good. He's matching his fuel number in terms of laps from his previous stint. I think he's fine. I think Falk's played a blinder on everybody. He's actually going to win this race from out of nowhere.
Ross was off once again then, but has kept it going, kept it on the road, and he's going to come home to finish in P4. That means Albert Preem should take P5, provided nothing else goes wrong. Sven Elmers takes P2 in GT3, and Dave Van Eyck won it, but that was 26 seconds ago. Senna Bockhoven now crosses the line to finish P3, so those two are still both on the podium after everything that went on between the two of them. Oriol Falk then is losing time now a little bit to the car behind.
It's a little bit, but it's still a 6-second gap. I think he's managed it perfectly. Oriol Falk, blind on everybody, wins GT3 Pro on a fuel mile race from out of nowhere.
Yeah, big congratulations to Oriol Falk, who before today was 1 point ahead of Daniel Morphy, so it's going to swing back in Daniel Morphy's favour, but not today. Falk wins the race in GT3 Pro to maintain the championship lead over Daniel Morphy and Matteo Ubertali. Thanks for joining me, Kirby, and we'll see you all next week.